While Vasseur is wise enough to know there is no magic switch he can flick that will automatically propel Ferrari to the front, he's equally aware that he has been drafted in for one thing: World Championship glory. With Ferrari chiefs John Elkann and Benedetto Vigna having lost patience within faith in Vasseur's predecessor Mattia Binotto, who they could so easily have given another year for a make-or-break title campaign, the timing of going for a change now is significant. It is not a case, as so often happens, of a team electing to make a switch because the results have fallen off a cliff and a spiral of decline needs reversing. Instead, Ferrari looked beyond Binotto for a simple reason: it wants to win the World Championship now. As Vigna said so famously over the winter, "We have made some progress. I'm happy with the progress we've made. I'm not happy with second place. I think the team has what it takes to improve over time." The target from on top is clear then. If second place was felt to not be good enough in 2022, then the only thing that will serve to satisfy in 2023 is P1. Welcome to Aero F1. In today's video we are going to see what Vasseur brings to Ferrari team, whether he can bring back glory days for Ferrari and Tifosi, so stay tuned and hit that subscribe button. For Vasseur, who has been in charge of the Renault and Alfa Romeo teams that have battled in the midfield, it means there is no real honeymoon period as he learns about life at the front, and no potential to talk of long-term ambitions and a steady march to glory. Instead, it really is about wins and the title in 2023. No ifs, no buts, no excuses. On the one hand, such pressure to deliver a result that Ferrari has not achieved for 15 years seems immense. It is little wonder some have suggested that Vasseur has inherited a poisoned chalice in taking over at Ferrari right now. But the prancing horse having started the 2022 campaign so strongly, any early lack of results in the new season will prompt questions about whether or not Ferrari made the right choice in changing team bosses now. And can you imagine what the response in the Italian media or among the Tifosi is going to be if there are any of the strategy blunders that cast such a dark cloud over Ferrari through last year? To silence any such criticisms, Vasseur is going to need to ensure that Ferrari performs faultlessly, something that, in the high-pressure world of F1, is never easy to do. His focus is inevitably going to be on fine-tuning and honing the potential that is clearly there, and ironing out the costly mistakes. It will be no surprise if part of his initial focus is not actually on the car itself but on the race team structure, diving deep into the organization trackside to eradicate the poor processes that triggered some wrong strategy calls last year. He will not have to throw the baby out with the bathwater and sack the strategy team to start again, but it is clear that things can, and must, be improved on this front. But while the odds may appear to be stacked against Vasseur in being able to unleash a campaign that will be plain sailing and have no hurdles, equally there are a lot of factors that do work in his favor. He is arriving at a team that is on the up. Ferrari has been steadily building and improving for several years now, and, despite all the negative headlines last year, did deliver its most successful campaign for a while. Vasseur is inheriting a team whose structure seems solid. Binotto spent a great deal of his early time in charge getting the different departments working well together to help maximize the potential within Maranello. Joining at this time also means that Vasseur is being presented with an almost complete car, with Binotto having already guided its development into the winter and made the crucial decisions in terms of concept and areas of improvement. On the engine side, too, Vasseur should find that the situation is much improved compared to those dark days around the Spanish and Azerbaijan Grands Prix last year, when Ferrari saw potential victories snatched from its grasp with reliability problems. By the season's end in Abu Dhabi, it had found cures for the problems that had triggered the blow-ups. Insiders say the squad was finally able to turn its power unit up again, having had to run things a bit more conservatively in the second half of the season. There is also talk of Ferrari having made further reliability improvements over the winter to give it more confidence to extract even greater performance out of the engine for 2023, which could be a boost to the straight-line speed performance where it lost out to Red Bull in 2022. What will be especially interesting to see though is whether or not Vasseur will have as a holistic view of the Ferrari car and engine package, and its technical intricacies, as Binotto did. There is no doubt that one of Binotto's strengths as a team principal was his detailed knowledge of F1 car performance, and the understanding of the complexities and competing forces at play that all have an impact on the track performance. But if there is a single thing that should offer Vasseur encouragement that his task at Ferrari, however difficult it may be, is at least possible, it's actually the words of Binotto himself. Speaking last summer, Binotto felt that Ferrari was mostly on the right path necessary to get itself championship trophies again. All that was needed was a bit of sharpening up. Asked what he felt Ferrari needed to do differently to triumph, Binotto said, "I don't think that there is anything different that we need to do. I think it is simply to continue on our journey of continuously improving ourselves step by step, focusing on each single race. There are no silver bullets and I don't think we need to change ourselves. We have proved that we can do a good job. It's only a matter of step by step getting there. Get used to it, and whatever will be the outcome for 2022, try to be prepared for 2023. It's up to Vasseur to complete that task, and for all the smiles and jokey persona he shows in the paddock, behind him is a steely determination to get the job done. As Valtteri Bottas, who has known Vasseur for years, said, he can seem very laid back and always making jokes, but he can also be tough. He knows when is the right moment to give a motivational speech or a constructive talk. So yeah, he's good. Vasseur has now been in his new position at Maranello for over a month. The first weeks were marked by getting to know his new colleagues and preparing for the new season, which is fast approaching. Next Tuesday, the presentation of the SF23 is scheduled, also the moment when Vasseur will be fully in the spotlight for the first time in his role as Ferrari team boss. According to the Gazzetta, Vasseur fits this new role like a glove. New working at the iconic marque, the Frenchman has already managed to fully win over the staff. After all, everyone calls him by his first name Fred, not Mr. Vasseur. Every morning Fred is at Maranello very early, usually before 7. He does not usually leave before 7:30 or 8 in the evening, when it has long gone dark again. Vasseur does not just fill his days with meetings, he also spends hours learning the Italian language. At least 4 times a week, a private tutor comes to Maranello to teach the Frenchman the secrets of Italian. He immediately puts that knowledge into practice, as Vasseur often finds himself in the factory, among the mechanics and designers. Vasseur says he has made it crystal clear to Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz that they will have equal status within the team to start the 2023 Formula One season. The target of the team is to win, with Ferrari and for Ferrari. This is the policy of the team, Vasseur told. The fact that Leclerc previously drove under Vasseur at Alfa Romeo led to speculation that the appointment would see the Monegasque favored over Carlos. But Vasseur has vehemently dismissed those suggestions. I already spoke with the drivers about this. It's crystal clear that we'll give them exactly the same treatment and we'll support both of them in the same way. Leclerc finished second behind Red Bull's Max Verstappen in the 2022 drivers' standings, and at times expressed frustration over a lack of support from Sainz, who ended the season 62 points back in 5th. Vasseur continued, "For sure, if at one stage during the season, one is in a much better place to fight for the championship, we'll have to take action, but it's not that one will be the number one from the beginning of the season. This can't work because you never know what will happen, and we have to do the best for the team, not for the drivers." Vasseur is surely working hard, has been tasked with ending the team's 14-year title drought. Let's see how his influence brings to Ferrari. I personally think they have learned many lessons in 2022 season. Now it's time to not make the same mistakes, and bring back glory days for Ferrari and Tifosis, as they have the great car. And as per reports they have solved the reliability issues, they can't afford to make mistakes. If Vasseur keep things under control, Ferrari can clinch the title this year, both drivers and constructors, but they still have long way to go. Their car SF23 is launching tomorrow, that is 14th of Feb. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, whether Ferrari can win the title or not. Now it's time to put Vasseur qualities to work and deliver for Ferrari. If you liked the video, then press that subscribe button. I will meet you in the next video. Thanks for watching.